He says, be sober, be vigilant. Now that word sober means self-controlled, self-controlled. In other words, he says, be of a right mind, be of a sound mind, and then be vigilant, watchful, conscious of where you are, conscious of the devices of the enemy, conscious of that fearful thought that has entered your heart, that has entered your mind. Careful, be vigilant of that anxious thought that has come in. You can't do that project. Hey, where did that come from? Your kids don't listen to you. Where did that come from? Be vigilant. Don't go to your neighbor and say, yeah, you're right, my kids don't listen to me. No. If you don't know what to say, zip it. Keep it shut. How many parents say these words? They don't listen to me. You heard that before? I said, did you hear that before? Where did that thought come from? See, you take it easy. You've received that thought. It's not of God. I guarantee you, God never told you your kids don't listen to you. I guarantee you, God did not tell you that. See, that's why. Be vigilant. You'll not get the job. Who told you that? You'll not do well in business. Who told you that? You started a church and the devil said, nobody will come and listen to you preach. Who told you that? Be careful with what you do with that thought. Oh, that's a very hard place. No, you know, that's not a place for church. Nobody will come there. Who told you that? Don't just accept. See, now you go to the other pastors and say, yeah, nobody comes to church these days. Nobody prays, nobody attends, nobody. No. You don't. You get around other parents and say, yeah, this fellow also doesn't listen. He doesn't eat this. He doesn't do this. He doesn't. And all of you become a club. Talk about the same nonsense. Where did that come from? Be vigilant. Turn to your neighbor and say, be vigilant. Why? Why should you be vigilant? Because your adversary, you have an adversary. Because your adversary, the devil, walks about like a roaring lion. Like a roaring lion. He's not a lion. He's not a lion. He walks like a roaring lion. Do what? Seeking whom he may devour. It doesn't say seeking to devour. Seeking who he may. That means he's looking for the weakest ones. Even in National Geographic or when you see hunting videos and wildlife videos, even though the lion, the cheetah and all of these, they look for the weakest and then they attack the weakest. They attack the weakest. So he says, the devil walks around like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Now, write this down. The devil can devour the ones who have not armed and set themselves with the right mind.